Well, hello, friends and neighbors from around the world. Sid Hi here again, and finally got the heat back on. Nashville had it kind of rough here for a week. Finally got the heat back on yesterday and trying to catch up on stuff, and thought I would do a sermon today on the main reason why the Constitution doesn't specify a religion. And since I was in the Air Force, I'm a veteran, I took an oath to the Constitution, so I thought I'd wear my Air Force hat and t-shirt today. Because, it's kind of an important thing, and so I guess I will jump right in here to my prepared comments, I guess as they call it. So, here we go. When the United States of America was formed, there were many different religions and many different versions of Christian religions that contended that theirs was the correct version of Christianity. So, since they all couldn't be chosen, religions was left out of the Constitution, and instead they focused on what they had in common and the ideas that they agreed upon. That is why the commonalities, though they weren't called that at the time, were included in the Constitution without referencing a specific religion or belief. Here's a handful of the religions that were present when the United States was founded. There were Puritans, Pilgrims, also known as Separatists, the Church of England, also known as the Anglican Church, the Quakers, the Roman Catholic Church, the Congregationalists, the Lutherans, the Jewish faith, the Dutch Reformed Church, etc. I could go on, but you get the idea. Many of the members of these religions came to the colonies to escape religious persecution because the Catholic Church was torturing and killing those that refused to follow their version of the Christian religion. It wasn't to set up another government that was controlled by religion, just the opposite. They wanted a government that was free from religion, but protected everyone's right to believe as they choose without fear of being punished by the government. That's where the Constitution, and specifically the First Amendment, comes in. And because there were so many founding fathers of different faiths and beliefs, the Constitution does not refer to a specific religion or belief, but contains the foundations of these beliefs, which I refer to as the commonalities. So how does the Constitution relate to the commonalities? Full disclosure here, again, I presented this question to Copilot, and this is a portion of the answer. The Constitution doesn't create the commonalities, but it channels them. I like that one right off. The commonalities don't replace the Constitution, but they explain why it works. Legitimacy. The Constitution derives legitimacy from shared human needs: fairness, predictability, voice, and protection from arbitrary power. That's a biggie. These are all commonalities, universal psychological anchors. Narrative power. The Constitution is not just a legal text, it is a traditional or reoccurrent narrative theme or plot structure. We the people is a narrative device that activates identity, belonging, and shared purpose. Core commonalities. Again, I like that. Conflict mediation. Humans everywhere need mechanisms to resolve disputes without violence. The Constitution institutionalizes this universal need through courts, elections, and checks and balances, which we need a lot of help with right now. Moral universals. The Bill of Rights reflects widely shared human intuitions: autonomy, dignity, expression, conscience. These map directly to the ethical commonalities. Adaptability. The amendment process mirrors a universal cultural pattern. Societies survive by balancing Continuity with change. The commonalities explain why rigid systems collapse and adaptable ones endure. Collective identity. The Constitution helps create an imagined community, to borrow Benedict Anderson's phrase, which I have to look that up. The commonalities explain why humans need such communities and how they form. I didn't even know it did that. I'm learning a lot by doing these videos. The commonalities describe why humans need rules, rights, and shared stories. The Constitution describes how the founders chose to structure those rules, rights, and stories. Understanding this connection gives the commonalities a powerful use case. All right. They can explain why certain constitutional principles resonate across cultures. They can diagnose where constitutional systems fail when they violate human universals. They can offer a framework for evaluating reforms based on deep human needs rather than partisan ideology. Yeah. This positions the commonalities as a meta-constitutional philosophy. Ooh, I like that. Something that sits above any one nation's charter and illuminates the universal human forces beneath it. I like that. Yeah. I'm all for that. Wow, I like Copilot's options. Wow, I like Copilot's opinion of the commonalities. Seems like I might be onto something by focusing on what we have in common. I felt like the commonalities would relate to the Constitution, but this was more than I was expecting. And I'm not trying to take credit for this idea. In fact, I've read many books by much more knowledgeable folks than me on these points of view. I'm just trying to frame it in a format that more people can relate to and hopefully build a community around the commonalities. In fact, the founders used this same idea to come up with the Constitution. As I stated before, these were men of many different beliefs, and instead of focusing on their differences, they focused on what the majority had in common. And the Constitution was born to support a democracy that would protect all religious beliefs. Therefore, the United States of America is not a nation of a specific belief. It cannot be, as it protects we the people from the religious persecution that would happen when a government is controlled by a religion. So, nothing could be more un-American or more unconstitutional than claiming that some religion should be the nation's religion. Take solace in knowing that the Constitution embodies the founding principles of your religion, no matter what your religious beliefs or non-beliefs are. I mean, how cool is that? All right, thanks for watching. I find this to be very educational for myself. I hope you all get something out of it. If you'd like to like and subscribe, I appreciate it. I'm not asking for donations. If you'd like to donate to any worthy cause, Second Harvest, Union Rescue Mission, whatever, we definitely have a lot of folks in need right now. So please donate what you can. If you want to do it in the name of the commonalities, that would be cool. But I myself am not trying to collect and do those kind of things. I am just encouraging folks to do it so that you can get the tax deduction for it. All right. Well, that's it for another sermon. And I hope you all are doing well and staying warm out there. And we'll do this again soon.